webinar where we will run through the summer release 2024. So I am Phương, a product specialist of Onyx, and today I will be the host of the webinar, and I will guide you through the new and the latest changes in our summer release 2024. So as you know, the release has just gone live today's early morning, and now we will see what the agenda of today's webinar. Okay, so I think that you can see my screen right now, and this is the agenda of today's webinar. We will have an overview of changes across the Onyx platform and also in specific Onyx apps. And then we will see the demonstration of the most highlighted changes. And finally, you will have a chance to give question and then we will provide you with the answer. So before we dive into the details, if you have any questions, you can feel free to wait until the end to send the question into the chat, or you can always type your question in the chat, public chat message right here, right on the screen. So we'll be sure to answer as many of them as possible. In the public chat, everyone can see your question, but in case that you have some sensitive information that you do not want to share, then you can always switch to the private chat channel. And just in case that if any questions are not answered within the webinar, we will follow up with you via email afterwards. And finally, at the end of the webinar, we will take you to an evaluation form. So we would really appreciate it if you could spend just 2 minutes to answer it. And based on your feedback, we can improve our release webinars in the future. In, and just one final note before we go into details. If you do not see the screen, if you think that there is an issue with and you cannot hear or you cannot see any content, please let me know in the chat channel. Okay. So if you do not have any other questions, we'll go into the details. Okay, so this is the first section where we'll have an overview of the latest changes. So these are the changes coming to our Onyx apps and also in Onyx Work. So as you can see, we have uh, three changes that will take effect all across Onyx platform. Firstly, for the new feature, manage data access for Onyx support staff. If you're an administrator of your company and you logged into Onyx Work this morning, you probably have noticed a banner which asks you to review how Onyx support staff will access your company's data. We'll dive into the details later. And for the other two changes coming to our Onyx apps, these are the changes in the job forms for the rest and form 4. Next, we have changes in Onyx Work. So the highlighted feature of today is a set of functionality related to managed sub equipment, which we hope that will help you manage this kind of equipment better. And besides the new feature, we also have an enhancement in terms of identifying tagged equipment and updating the tag of multiple equipment at once, and also enhancement in how you select values for the tested act to according to field, and how you manage the issues as you now can assign area as the issue owner. Next is a list of changes coming to mobile apps. So first, for Onyx Worker and Onyx Inspect, the list of change is quite similar to each other. we both have the enhanced management of managed equipment in these two mobile apps. And we also have the enhancement where you can fill equipment details with suggestion lists, and you can also assign area as the issue owner from these two apps. For Onyx Toolstar and Onyx Pick and Pack, Onyx Toolstar has an enhancement in terms of managed sub equipment because now you can see a document list of managed sub equipment combined together, and you do not have to enter into each equipment to see it. For Onyx Pick and Pack, you can link tag to each equipment in the order line. So this will help you with tagging equipment, making it more easy to do. Okay, so this is the complete list of changes. So now we'll see what each change means. Okay, so the first change coming to our Onyx apps is the new data access model in Onyx Work settings. So what does it have? It will help you to review how our Onyx support staff can like access into your company's data, either in Onyx Work or any other Onyx app. Uh, so you will have two possible actions to grant access with an expiration date or to grant a permanent access. Or you can also choose to restrict the access. In today, if you have not taken any actions, the status is pending consent. And you can go into the settings of Honest Work, open data access. This new model is placed right under Get Started, and you choose Grant or Restrict Access. So what if you have restrict access, but then one day you have an issue and you need our staff to help you investigate, and then uh, the staff says that he or she needs to see your equipment data or your company data to understand the situation and then provide you with better support. So how will you how the situation will go? So he or she will send a request to you, and all of the administrators at your company will be notified via email. Then you can promptly know that there is an Honest support staff asking for data access, and you can go into Honest Work to uh, take the action. So this is the email that you will receive if an Onyx staff ever asks for data access. You will see the message with relevant information, and you can click on the link to go into Onyx Work and take action. Okay, so next is a change in the job form, for for a REST form. So here, the change comes to the produced according to value of the man and sub equipment. So if you ever do a job, an inspection on this kind of equipment and you use for arrest, the produce according to field now will only display the main equipment's detail, and if the sub-equipment has any value in the produce according to, that value will not be shown in the final job form. Also, a change in the job form. It is in the form 4 before this release. The serial number and the batch number will be combined into one field, but now they will be separated. So if your equipment has a serial number, it will always be shown here. And if it has also has a batch number, the batch number will be shown right below the serial number. In case that your equipment only has the serial number, this section here only have or will only show the serial number. Okay, so that's all the changes in that will take effect all across the system of Onyx. So now we come into the details in each app. So the first one will be the Onyx Work on browser. So this is the spotlight of today, enhanced management of managed sub-equipment. So these are the four like bullet points that we will go into details to, and we will see how it will go in the real life when we come to the feature demo later on. But now these are the highlighted changes in this new functionality. So the first thing is that if you are in equipment model and then you use the table layout, you can click on the man or the sub icon before it's released, it only shows information, right? But now you can click on it and you will be redirected to a main sub equipment panel, which shows you the main equipment as the upper part over here and a list of sub equipment, the parts mounted on the main equipment. And also, if you need to add some equipment, you can just click on add and you will be selecting a sub equipment from a modern panel. So you can use filters with more advanced criteria. You can type the ID or the type of the model of the sub equipment to search for equipment better. And it also shows more information to let you choose the correct item. And the next two bullet points are also available in mobile apps. So it allows you to manage both main and sub equipment on a single screen. So this panel, the one in the center here, is not only available in its work. You can also see it in the mobile apps. Uh, this is this modern main sub equipment panel will be available in Otis Worker and on the Inspect. And the final new functionality related to main sub-equipment here is that you will get a combined document list of both main and sub-equipment, and you can access this combined list via the main equipment document section. So before this release, you will have to uh, enter the sub-equipment document section, and you only see the sub-equipment document, right? And the same goes for main equipment. You only see the documents of that main equipment. But now, because we know that main and sub equipment goes together, so it is much more convenient and easy for you to manage this kind of equipment if you can find a list of combined documents. So this functionality is also available in Onyx Worker, Onyx Inspect, and also in Onyx Toolstar. Next is an enhancement in Onyx Work. So in the last release, we have introduced the tag type and the tag equipment status. So now we will take it one level higher. If you are using the generating QR codes per equipment feature, you will have a new option called in the generate QR codes per equipment panel over here. So if you turn on the toggle mark as tagged for selected equipment, the moment that you generate QR codes, all the equipment selected will have the tag type updated to QR code, and they also marked as tagged. So you know that, okay, these are tagged. I do not have to update the tag type and tag status manually. Okay, and also related to the tag type of equipment, now you can update tag type of multiple equipment at once. So if you can just select the equipment and click on edit button on the toolbar, and there is the option edit on tag types. So you can add or remove the tag types simultaneously. So that's all for the tagging of equipment. So now it is for the tested according to. field. So in this release, we let you input multiple values for the tested according to field. So you can do it manually, or you can choose these options from the suggestion list. Okay, and afterwards, it is uh, an enhancement which is available in Honest Work and also in Honest Worker and Honest Inspect. It is that you can assign an area as the issue owner. So you can, as you can see in the screen right here, before this release, we only allow you to choose a person, a department, a location, or a company as the issue owner. But now with the area as the issue owner, you can track the issues more easily and the responsibility can also be monitored more precisely. So how do you get this area available for you to choose? You have to go to Honest Work, Settings Model, the System Setup section, and switch to the Issue tab, and then turn on the area. You can also uh, set the default entity and default value here. Okay, so that's all for next work. For next work and Onyx Inspect, as mentioned earlier, there will be they will have the same new enhancement in terms of managed sub equipment. And what's new? You can manage both main and sub equipment on a single screen, and you can get a combined document list of both main and sub equipment. So this will be also shown in the feature demo session later on. Okay. Next is also an enhancement in both of the apps. So it is the ability to fill in equipment details with suggestion lists. So here you can see this is the interface of Honest Work. So in Honest Work, you can manage suggestion lists and you can input uh, some values for certain fields, right? Now, these values will be synced to the mobile apps and in Honest Worker or in Honest Inspect, when you want to fill in a field like produce according to here, you can click on the arrow button on the right and you will be offered with a list of suggested value. So you do not have to enter value manually every time you fill in. This will help you with ensuring your data is consistent and accurate. So where will you see this suggestion list? We support suggestion lists for equipment details, especially specifically it is type, placement, dealer, producer, and produced according to. For job details, there are two fields that support suggestion lists. It is tested according to and project. Okay, so we are coming to an end with the overview session. Uh, this is one of the last mobile apps today, the new Onyx Toolstar. Uh, so this in Onyx Toolstar, you can see a combined document list of main and sub equipment when you check out equipment. So this will be uh, convenient for you to see all of equipment documentation in one place. So while checkout, you can choose to see the equipment detail. And if that is main equipment, you click on the document section over here and you will see a list of document of that main equipment and also its related sub-equipment. However, if you are selecting a sub-equipment for checkout, it only shows you the document of that sub-equipment. And not only checkout, you can also see this in the check-in. Generally, you can see this combined document list wherever you choose to see the equipment detail. So this is the last mobile app of today's overview. This is a change coming to Onyx Pick and Pack. You can link tag to each equipment in the other line while you are picking equipment to another line. So this is the numbering step. You can see that if you have already filled in information of the equipment, you have already filled in the serial number, batch number, owner's ID, and also production year. You can select one equipment, click on link tag, and then you scan the label, the tag on that equipment. Immediately afterwards, the equipment will be linked with that tag, and then you can continue working on the next equipment. So the concept here is that you will hold the equipment on one hand and just hold the scanner on one hand, on the other hand, and just link tag. So again, this enhancement is available in the numbering screen of the picking equipment uh, step. Okay, so that's all for the overview of today's of this release changes. So now we go to the most anticipated part, which is the demonstration of new features. So what will we see today? We'll see how the enhanced management of man and sub equipment work in Honest Work and in mobile apps. So here the functionalities are available in Honest Worker and Honest Inspect, but because they are quite similar to each other, so I will demonstrate on Honest Inspect. The same thing applies to Honest Worker. And as you can see here, there is a gap between these four uh, functionalities, right? So some of them will be available for Honest Work and some of them will be available for mobile apps only. And the second part, we will see how the auto update tag time status when generating QR codes for equipment work. Okay, so we'll see it. The first, the first feature to be demonstrated today will be the enhanced management of man and sub equipment in Honest Work. So here I am using the equipment model, and this will include all the equipment that I am working on. So you can see that this is the table layout, and if you hover on this man and sub equipment icons over here, you will see a tooltip, which and the cursor has changed to a hand, which means that you can press on it. So we will press on it. Then these icons have become the buttons that allows you to access the Mesa equipment panel. So now I can easily know that, okay, so this big crane over here is the main equipment and the sub equipment, the parts mounted on this main equipment are listed over here. So these are like the, if I click on this sub equipment, I can see the detail of it on the pop-up panel. So this is a hoist and I press escape to close panel and a hook. So I can easily know that this equipment belong to the same set. They work together. So what if I want to add a new sub equipment? So I can always click on add over here. Yes. And this is the new select sub equipment panel that I showed you guys on the screenshot earlier. So if I click on apply, I can see a list of equipment to be picked in as the new sub equipment. And there is an advanced filter panel over here where some values will be predefined because the value has to follow the main equipment. And I can also select narrow down my search result. So for example, I can narrow down my search result to see and to find the uh, relevant equipment. Okay, so now I do not want to add any new sub equipment, so I will just close this. These are all the information I need. And what if I select these two sub equipment? What will happen? You will have the documents and also the remove button. So if you click on documents, you will see the documents of these two sub equipment. Okay, so what if I only open this main equipment? If I only open this main equipment and I see that, okay, it has two sub equipment, I can click on it and I will also be directed to this new panel. The other special thing here is if I click on documents, I will see a list of document. You will see that there is a display field main and sub equipment here, which indicates that this document belongs to the grant, and these two documents belongs to its sub-equipment, the component. But the it is the other way around when you come to the sub-equipment. So if you click on this open this sub-equipment and you open its documents, you will only see the document that is attached to itself. You cannot see the one on the main equipment. This will ensure that you understand which document belongs to which equipment. And if you do inspection jobs, you will find all of the centralized documentation on the main equipment because that's the part that you do the inspection on. So what if I have a normal equipment which is not main or sub equipment? How can I add the link? Okay, so I will edit the current view to include more equipment. Okay, okay, so these are some more equipment, and I will choose to see only equipment that my company owns. Click on apply. So for example, if I am working on this IRS scanner and I have added a sub equipment for it, I will click on this man sub equipment section, click on add and confirm yes. Then the same as before, I will have to choose one of the items listed over here as the new sub equipment. So I click on apply. And what if I realize that I have added the wrong one? I want to correct this action. So I will select this sub equipment and then click on remove and confirm that I want to unlink the selected equipment. And that's it. That's how you work on manage sub equipment on this work. So how will it work in the mobile apps? So we will come to the mobile apps. Here we will work on the Onyx Inspect. Okay, so in Onyx Inspect, I have already downloaded data on my company, such as builders. So I will go to equipment and enter the ID for the grant that I showed you guys earlier. And this is the grant. It has this main equipment icon over here. So I click on it. And if I click on the sub equipment section, I will see itself and also the two sub equipment. What if I want to link or unlink? I just swipe left and then click on remove to remove the link of this main sub equipment. In case I want to add a new sub equipment to this set, I will click on this plus button over here and then to search manually for active in the list of active equipments or to scan for the component. And it is also the same as in Onyx work. So this in this main equipment, you will see it has four documents. if you open it, you will see that uh, these four documents belong to two different equipment, main and sub. Uh, the difference is shown in the ID of equipment over here. The same as in Oniswork, if you just open a sub equipment, you will only see its own document. Okay, so what if I have the same need as in Oniswork? I want to link a new main or a new sub equipment to a unique one, the one that has never been worked on. I will just select it. Okay, so we will work on this one as an example. So I will come to manage sub equipment and then I will add sub equipment to this main one. So the idea is that each main equipment might have one or more sub equipment as components of itself. So the best practice here that we recommend is that you select the main equipment and then add the sub equipment right from main equipment. So you can do this in one session. So it will be much more uh, easier for you to do it and also more accurate. So here since the relationship has been simplified, so I will search for the new sub equipment of this item. So I can always select from a list. I can open it to see the details, or I just swipe to click on add or select multiple and control that I added. Afterwards, I will finish my action. And if I think that I have done something incorrect, I can always swipe left to remove the link. Okay, so it is also the same in Onisworker. So you can apply all of the steps I have done just now in Onisworker. So now we'll come back to the feature demo section and we'll work on the tag type and status. What happens if you generate QR codes per equipment? So let's go to this work. Okay, so now I am in equipment model, right? And I am working on adding new tag for my equipment. I have just bought some Onyx ID, some Onyx tags, and also I want to generate QR codes, so how I can do it. Now I will select all of this equipment, choose report, generate with QR codes per equipment. Here, this is a new option, mark as tag for selected equipment. You can hover on it to see what will happen. It says the tag type of current selected equipment will be updated to QR code. So we click on it and you can notice that currently the tag status is blank, which means that this equipment are not tagged yet and the tag type is also empty. But once I click turn on this toggle and I click OK, as soon as the QR codes are generated, I also get the tag status and tag type updated immediately. So this means that afterwards, once I uh, like attach this QR codes onto my equipment, I do not have to go into Otiswork and do all of the manual update again. So this will be uh, more convenient, more quickly, and also more accurately for my job. Okay, so this is also a quick one. In case that you want to edit the uh, tactile with selected equipment, you can always click on edit over here and edit on tag types as I showed you guys earlier, and they will add action. to add or to remove the tag type. Okay, so now I will correct the data. Okay, so that's it for today's webinar and also for the changes in this release. So now we will come to the next part, which is the Q&A session. Okay, so in case that you have any question, please send it in the public chat channel, or you can also send it in the private chat. It is the button next to the chat button. Okay, so I have just received a question via the private chat. So the question is about searching for equipment. If you have some problem in equipment and you try to search everything, but it doesn't show up, and you removed all filters and everything. So in that case, we would recommend that you always check the equipment view that you are using. So by default, when you go to Honest Work uh, equipment, you will land in the standard active equipment view. What is active equipment? You can click on the edit current view to see that in this filter it only shows the active status. Uh, the equipment that has the active uh, in the status. So it means that if you are in this active equipment, you cannot see any other equipment that has already set as inactive, missing, or scrapped. So this is the difference if I switch to another view on equipment, for example. This is a view that doesn't apply any filter within the view, any default filter. So it will show, you can see that there are some like grayed out equipment because these are already set as inactive, for example. So always check which equipment view that you are using. And in case that you still cannot find it, or you suspect that it is an issue with your equipment list, we please reach out to us at support@onyx.com. So I will resend the email to our support inbox in the chat. Okay, it is also in the public chat so you can see it. And in case that if you still cannot see it, we recommend that you reach out to us at support@onyx.com, and we will really appreciate it if you can send some screenshots or identification information of the equipment so that we can investigate further based on that specific information. Uh, and also related to the support ticket, if you have any issue that you want us to specifically investigate, please also check and share with us information on the data access, which we showed you earlier on the screen. This will, if you turn on the data access, it will help us easier. It will be more easier and uh, more effective for us to investigate the issue. Otherwise, we will need you to provide the information so that we can best if there are screenshots so that we can advise you more, give you more suitable advice. So this in this example right here, I have chosen to grant access so that if I have any issue, I can always let the support staff access the data and see what's wrong. Other from the support, uh, other from any needs for support, we do not access your computer data for any other purpose. So again, if you have any specific requests for assistance, please contact us at support@onyx.com. Very appreciated. Okay, so if you do not have any other questions regarding this release changes, so this webinar will end here. The recording will be published on YouTube, and you can always ask us there in the comment section. And there are other channels that you can reach out to us to give a question, to give feedback about the facilities in our apps. Those are first the community via forum.onyx.com. And second is our support inbox if you need a specific assistance for a specific issue. Right? So thank you so much for your attendance of today's session. Please try out the new functionality and let us know if you have any thoughts or question. Okay, have a nice day and goodbye.